icon. Anywho, Aaron Rodgers' trading deadline today was asked a very good question. Are you guys going to go and get some help at wide receiver? And Aaron Rodgers, a little snarky maybe, but he said this.
It's not a bad question, but it's not one that I can answer. We've had many conversations about this type of thing over the years. And I, truly understand my role. Not going to stomp for anybody. Last time I stomped for a player, he ended up going to Buffalo.
That's kind of funny, actually. I'm going to defend him. Okay. So one of the things Aaron has said privately to people I know, he doesn't say it publicly, is it'd be nice to have Tom Brady's defense once in a while. He's not wrong. He's not wrong on that. He's told people, it'd be nice to be a little more active in the free agent market. He's not wrong. I'm not going to ever criticize Aaron Rodgers for being accurate. But I'll give you an example. Here's what Tom Brady got when he went to Tampa. So Tom goes to Tampa. They got him Gronk, Hall of Fame tight end, who still can play. Leonard Fournette, who I said at the time, why is everybody out on Leonard Fournette? Leonard Fournette's a good player. And Antonio Brown, maybe you've heard of all three of them. They're Hall of Fame or close talents. Then they went and got Tristan Wirfs, who is a hit at right tackle. Antonio Winfield, who may be Defensive Rookie of the Year. And Keyshawn Vaughn, a running back who can play, but on this roster, it's so stacked, he's a developmental player. Here's what Aaron Rodgers got this offseason. Devin Funchess, he opted out, and two guys that don't make a difference. Jordan Love isn't playing. A.J. Dillon appears not to be able to play, and a tight end with one catch, a blocking tight end. They whiffed on the draft. Made a couple calls, looked around on Green Bay's draft today. It's a whiff. No dynamic players. Not one. Not one dynamic free agent. He opted out, and he was marginally dynamic. Aaron's 37. 37 in a month. He needs playmakers now, not developmental players. He needs guys. I'm not even going to mention the fact they didn't re-sign Blake Martinez, a tackling machine, or Brian Beluga, who was an expensive right tackle. Chargers picked him up. There was another linebacker the Giants have, Kyler Fackrell, who's pretty good at getting to the quarterback, athletic. I won't even mention those. I just did. But Russell Wilson's getting help. And Lamar Jackson gets help. And guys are getting help. You whiffed. You got a bunch of guys who either can't play, aren't playing, or will never play in the draft. And you didn't do anything in free agency. And some of that's not your fault. It's institutional. But you got to give Aaron Rodgers a pass on this. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I am sitting out there thinking, and I can be petty too. I'm like, it'd be nice to get an occasional free agent like Tommy. It'd be nice to get can you imagine being Aaron Rodgers looking at Brady? So I get Belichick's defense for 20 years, then I go to Tampa, and I may get the best defense in the league now. And again, NFL quarterbacks are trapped. You can franchise them. Aaron couldn't get out of Green Bay today if he wanted to. And I'm not saying he wants to. But when it's all said and done on Aaron, we got to be fair about that. And I've said this. When you write the book on LeBron, like the second chapter has to be, that dude never got hurt. That guy played 20 years. The book on Tom Brady, some of it has to be, man, he got good O-lines and good defenses. And the book on Aaron is, could you get him some playmakers? Come on, Green Bay. That draft is a bunch of maybe at best situational dudes. You got him nothing. A quarterback that'll never play if Aaron remains healthy. A running back who doesn't appear to be close to as good as the two you have. A blocking tight end and a tackle from Michigan who I think potentially could be good. And the Packers do develop offensive linemen very well, but he's not helping him now. And Aaron's a month away from 37 years old with 2 collarbone breaks. See, I'm fair. You may not. Sunday, by the way, Aaron Rodgers, 300 yards, 3 TDs, 111 passer rating. And they got whacked. Ain't on Aaron. It's not on Aaron. Aaron's doing his part. He was great Sunday. Not on Aaron. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Stephon Gilmore has been at the center of Patriots trade rumors ahead of today's headlines or deadline. And the team reportedly wants a lot in return for the star corner. According to Deanna Rossini, the Patriots want a first-round pick and a player in exchange for Gilmore.
That's a little rich. How about a second-round pick?
Well, he was the 2019 NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
He missed the Week 8 loss to the Bills with a knee injury that he suffered during practice this week. So getting some more clarity on that, his short-term availability will probably play a role in any trade talks.
Right.
But he also had 20 total tackles, 2 passes defended, and 1 interception in 6 games, and has a 61 overall grade from Pro Football Focus.
Yeah.
The trade deadline is today at 4 p.m. Eastern.
I saw him get sizzled by DK Metcalf, and now he's hurt. And I like him a lot, but I'm not giving you a first and a player.
Well, the other issue that I think might be at play here is people may just be finally catching on to what Belichick is usually up to with these trades. Like, he is the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, but what Belichick does is moves off of a player a year early.
If I was a really good team, I'd give you a second if he could play this year and next for me. Because I think I'm going to get his leadership, his toughness. He'll make tackles. I would give you a second. I don't think you can, in the second round, get a player that will be as influential as he will for a year and a half.
Right.
And that's what I do. I give you a second rounder, but I'm not giving you a first and a player. There's no way I'm doing that. This is his lowest grade, I think, Joy, in a long time.
That's
for
a
PFF.
lot.
That's a lot. That's what you give. If Sam Darnold, I think, is going to get a second-round pick, and he's a quarterback, and I think a lot of GMs still like Darnold.
Yes.
A first and a pick is what you give for a really elite player, no injuries, elevating.
That's still elevating. Yes,
Yeah.
you're going to get a couple more years. That's what I think it is. We've seen Belichick do this before, where we're in shock that he's moved off of a player, and then a year later, we're like, oh.
Yeah, Darrelle Revis. It's kind of over, yeah.
So if we've picked up on it, maybe a few GMs and coaches around the league have picked up on it too. So Tua got his first win in his first NFL start, but his individual performance wasn't thrilling.
That's a good word. It wasn't thrilling.
It wasn't thrilling.
And 8 first downs.
Brian Flores is hoping to see a lot more from Tua against the Cardinals this week. He said some good plays, some bad plays, a lot of things we can get fixed. First time out, some good, some bad. Hopefully we can see some improvement next week. So Brian Flores agrees that there's some improvement to be made from Tua. The Dolphins go to Arizona on Sunday. 5-2 Cardinals team. They'll be a 4.5-point underdog according to Fox Bet. But the Rams defense is tied for third in points allowed per game. Cardinals defense is ninth. So they're still going up against a very good defense.
I was thinking about this. If you were a stand-up comic and you debuted, if you just made me laugh a couple of times in your 10-minute set, I don't expect you to be polished and refined. Your timing will be a little off. If I laugh twice, I'm like, he's got something. Maybe there was a couple nice throws by Tua. Maybe I'm being too critical. Couple nice throws, couple good laughs. Boom, you're off the stage. I should go. Good first set. He's got some talent. Maybe I'm too harsh.
I think we saw Burrow be really good immediately with a very bad Cincinnati team.
Yeah, very bad.
And get better every week.
Yeah.
And then we saw Herbert come in after finding out 5 minutes before.
Yeah, real good.
He literally told us the story.
Yeah.
He just was standing there getting ready to watch the game start, and coach came over and told him he's going in. And he's looked how he's looked. And that's them's the breaks. Like, you're going to get compared to your peers. That's how this game works.
Yeah.
And it's a competitive space. So I wasn't disappointed in what I saw from Tua. I think we're just comparing him to what we've seen from the other rookie quarterbacks in his class, and that's completely fair. I expect to see more from him this week. I expect him to let him kind of play a little bit more. He was a little bit protected.
I can't wait to watch the game. Like, this whole Tua thing to me is I cannot wait to watch Miami, Arizona.
This is a perfect game for you. You love watching Kyler Murray, and I love watching. It
really is. It'll be one of my favorite games this week.
It's still a very good defense, so it'll be very interesting. The Cowboys are 2-6.